Today we're going to be discussing the HMG turret emplacement, and similarly to my last video, I'll be breaking this into two parts. The first part I'll discuss enemies the HMG can kill and where the best location is to target, while the second part I'll be going over an in-depth of what strategies to use, tips, tricks, and other lesser known information about the HMG turret emplacement. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. In terms of automatons, the factory strider is most efficiently killed through its eye. Similarly, hulks are also most efficiently killed through their eyes. The tanks are quickly killed through their vent weak spots. While the barrage tank can be killed, note it is very difficult to do alone. Gunships are easily destroyed with a couple of well-placed shots to their engines, and drop ships are unaffected by the HMG bullets. In terms of bot objectives, the detector tower is unaffected by the HMG turret bullets, and similarly the stratagem jammer is also unaffected, though the AA, mortar emplacements, and mounted turrets can be destroyed when aiming at their vent weak spot. In terms of terminids, the bile titans can be killed on approach and are killed fastest through headshots, while chargers and behemoths are killed the fastest through butt shots. Impalers take a bit of time to kill, but the HMG rounds do penetrate through its facial armor, and stalkers are easily controlled by the HMG turret emplacement. In terms of bug objectives, Shrieker nests can be fully cleared with a full clip of the HMG turret emplacement, while spore blooms are destroyed easily with the HMG rounds, but although it does take a little bit of time. And egg objectives are easily cleared with the HMG turret emplacement, being one of the best weapons to clear eggs with. Now with all the enemies and objectives done, let's get into part 2 of the video and talk about some additional tips, tricks, strategies, and other information you could use about the HMG turret emplacement. So, the HMG turret has a lot more versatility thanks to the new patch which decreases armor values on heavily armored targets. For example, you can now chip off Bile Titan armor plates on the body for easy access, and similarly, chargers can be stripped of their armor to reveal fleshy parts for teammates in need of assistance. An important part of using the HMG turret is learning what you can and cannot shoot, and finding out what is and is not worth shooting. In terms of Bile Titans, unless you are very far away, most likely the Bile Titan will reach you within a couple seconds of initiating fire. So, as I stated previously, the best way to kill a Bile Titan is to shoot its head consistently. However, if the situation calls for it, shooting the fleshy belly of a Bile Titan can be a feasible tactic, especially if the Bile Titan is constantly puking on you and your teammates. Opening the side of a Bile Titan is not really recommended as a tactic, as it most likely will waste ammunition without causing extreme damage when compared to its head or abdomen. Also note that you can focus fire on their legs, though it's not recommended as well, as their legs are small and mobile targets, leading to possibly missing the majority of the shots fired. For chargers, leg shots are a great way to eliminate them, or even shooting directly at their heads work, though this method has a noticeably slower kill time when compared to their leg shots. In terms of automaton enemies, this is where the HMG turret becomes very useful. First, let's note that while in the turret, your character seemingly has more health in terms of being able to take more shots. This combined with the ability to stim while continuously firing makes this a very strong weapon. Do note, however, that when the turret emplacement gets destroyed, it'll also cause you to be destroyed with it, so be mindful of your turret's overall health. A cool part of the HMG is that it can penetrate the Hulk's armor, such as that around all of its limbs, so sometimes it can be helpful to shoot the legs or arms of a Hulk to decrease their lethality to you and your teammates. And note that Hulks are destroyed when both of their legs are crippled. Also, it's important to note that with some enemies, mainly berserkers and unarmored foot soldiers, entering the HMG turret allows your character to become invisible, and will most likely cause the enemies to root around you, allowing you to hit their weak spots easier and safer. Note that this invisibility also works on some other enemies such as the barrage tank, though most of the time it'll see you, it just won't attack you. In regards to tanks, the turret can be a great tool for eliminating them, however their mobility and only one main weak spot for kills makes these types of enemies tough to handle. But with the new update brought a new weak spot to the underside of the tanks, though again, to be honest, it's most likely will be hidden from view and thus not be a main weak spot available for damaging. A quick hidden tip is for the Shredder tank, you can actually damage it through its main armor plate around the sides of its barrel around halfway up its plate, thus making it possible to kill these very quick and annoying enemies head on without dying. In terms of the barrage tank, it will not take damage to the majority of its body, and the small weak spot vent present on its back can be hard to hit, so if you find it troublesome, try to kill it by shooting the treads of the tank, which immobilizes it before attacking its weak spot for a guaranteed kill. Don't forget to use the invisibility trick to quickly hide from the mouth-mounted machine guns of the factory strider to allow you to aim for the underbelly for a quick and easy kill if you find yourself at an impossibly close proximity to this automaton mammoth. To end off, let me again say that the current HMG Emplacement stratagem is an extremely valuable tool, allowing Helldivers to destroy every enemy in the game, ranging from weak foot soldiers to heavily armored enemies, both on automaton and terminated warfronts. Not only will this stratagem help you out of a wave of oncoming and seemingly endless enemy hordes, it can also be used to help clear a path for teammates. And most importantly, it has one of the most cinematic and fun to use animations in the game. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment anything I may have missed, and subscribe to see content similar to this one. I'm Twilts, and I will see you in the next video.